What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sports Outlet Show number 50 here alongside, I'm Joe Wagner, alongside Brent Allegra and Braden Wilkins, as always. Boys, I can't believe we've been doing this long. How are we doing today?
I'm so hyped to talk some NHL. Chell, are we puckheads now? Come on.
Could be. It's in the cards.
Football is always, football is king. It always will be. But excited to switch it up a little bit tonight.
Braden, not a big hockey guy today, but tuning in on a big announcement from last night.
I'm very excited. We're ready to go. I'm excited to see what we're doing here and to talk some puck.
I am absolutely hyped. We're not just talking NHL tonight, guys. We're talking NFL. We're getting a little tease at the AP Top 25 as well if we have some time at the end of the day here. But just an absolute ride it's been here at the Sports Outlet Show. So super pumped for all of you that are coming along here with us. So I don't know where else to start but a thank you. But I know that this is a little thing I'm going to do to raise the glass. A little Blanton's in the bottle tonight. Little Blanton. If you guys were here, would have shared. But
Hold on.
To number 50. Oh,
I've got a little Hilton bag. I'm doing it from a hotel tonight on the road. Let's see what they gave me. A bottled water. Water.
Cheers.
That's got to be expensive. That's at least $10. So.
Cheers, you, Joe.
Also water.
Braden with the water. I like it. Staying hydrated.
Absolutely incredible. But we've got a ton of people in the comments tonight. And so many guest stars, a couple that you've seen before and a couple that are brand new. So super excited to get this underway. But first things first here tonight, number 50 calls for a big giveaway, everybody. So for number 50, talking about sports, right? That's what we do on the Sports Outlet Show, unless you're here for the blind top 10 or sometimes some craziness, right? What we do is we eat wings, we drink beer, and we watch sports. No, that's not an ad read. But we're doing a giveaway this evening of a $50 Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. It'll be picked on Instagram Live tomorrow at noon. So at sports_outlet_show. So make sure you hit that like button and you live comment as well to get your chance to enter to win. But Brent, I know I'm just thinking about Buffalo Wings right now. So should we just end it and go? Or
I'm in. Can watch the games there.
I'd be good with it. I could use some Buffalo Wings, but luckily for you, there's nothing on tonight, but I guess the MLB's there. But we've got hockey, right? The NHL recap of the 2025 openers from last night, 3 games. Everybody was excited around the NHL, but it kicked off at 5 o'clock for some reason, Eastern Standard Time in Sunrise, Florida. Brent, take it away.
Yeah, no games tonight besides the Caps. Come on, man. I know you're a Penguins fan, but you don't have to be that hateful. Anyways, but that's not who we're talking about tonight. We're talking about the games last night. So, what better way to kick it off than the Florida Panthers? It was their banner raising night, although the game started at 4. So that's kind of weird for a banner raising, but it is what it is. I'm not going to judge. So yeah, back to back. Florida, obviously, they got some rough news to start the season. Alexander Barkov, their captain, out 7 to 9 months with an ACL and MCL tear. Just a brutal blow for them. I don't know if they're going to be able to three-peat. We'll get into the game a little bit here, but they actually struggled a little bit against a Blackhawks team that wasn't exactly great last year. But they did pull out the win. Goals by Greer, Connor Verhaeghe, and Boquist. Boquist had that game-winning goal at 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third period. He was their first star of the night. In the net, goalie Bob. We gotta give goalie Bob a shout out. Sergei Bobrovsky, 17 saves on 19 shots. So that save percentage isn't great. But pulled out the win. Only 2 goals against there. On the Blackhawks side, Connor Bedard only had 2 shots on goal, no points. Obviously, they're wanting some huge things out of that guy. He was a rookie just a few years ago. Large expectations for him entering the league. They thought he was just going to be a superstar right away. It's been a little bit of a slow start. But hopefully he picks things up here soon. The goals on that side of the net were Nazar, I probably butchered that, and Teuvo Teravainen. At goalie, Spencer Knight, who's been 3.5 seasons with the Panthers, actually. He had 34 saves on 37 shots, 3 goals against, obviously. So, yeah, Florida, banner night, had to win it. They did 1-0 to start the season.
Brent, a little tidbit as well. I was watching the game at 5:00 for some reason on my way home from work, and I just absolutely remember it's a tradition that the Florida Panthers used to do for Spencer Knight is when they sing the national anthem, they scream the word "night" out, the entire Florida fan base, and it was a really cool homecoming for him as well. But obviously, didn't get it done against the reigning Stanley Cup champions. But you hinted on it perfectly. 3 in a row is impossible to do almost. It's one of the hardest sports to do it in.
Chiefs couldn't do it.
No, they sure couldn't. But, hey, that's a story for another day, right? Heading into the second game here, your Pittsburgh Penguins somehow blank the Rangers 3-0 in the season opener. A couple question marks in the first win for Dan Muse there, but got a W over none other than Mike Sullivan, who was on the other side of the glass, being the head coach for the New York Rangers, and the media played that all week long. It was definitely weird for him to be going up against Sidney Crosby, somebody you don't want to see on the other side. But Pittsburgh goes to 1-0, which is funny because Jari was in net last season when they got 6-0'd in the opener against the Rangers. But first career NHL win for Dan Muse, who was actually on the Rangers staff as well. So teams kind of just flipped around a little bit. And then Artis Salav, he was absolutely fantastic in net for the Penguins. He got a shutout on 25 shots against, and right winger Justin Brazeau had 2 goals and 6 shots, one of those an empty netter. But it was the opening line that was really cool, having Crosby, Malkin, and Letang in their 20th season together get to all be on that opening line with the rookies as well. We played an 18 and a 19-year-old in Ben Kindle and a Harrison Brunick yesterday, which was really, really cool to see. But Malkin had 2 assists and 2 shots, and then Blake Lizotti had an empty net goal to sum things up. On the Rangers side, talking about Mike Sullivan, he's excited about the group he has in front of him, but was definitely a weirdly emotional night last night for Sullivan. Igor Shesterkin was the goaltender for the Rangers. He's the lone bright spot for this team. He had 27 saves on 28 shots. And then Alexis Lafreniere had 6 shots on goal, but was unable to score, as well as Mike Zibanejad had 7 shots on with no goals as well. But the Rangers struggled on the power play last night, 0-2, and that continued on from 24-25. Excited to see what the Penguins can do this season. They have young and old. There's really no in-between. It's 18-year-olds and 40-year-olds. So hopefully Sid the Kid can get to the playoff one more time with Malkin, Gino, best dog name in the world, and Chris Letang. But Braden, curious to hear about last night's nightcap between the Avalanche and the Kings.
Yeah, the Avalanche able to get it done in their opener in LA. They won 4-1 for Colorado. Nathan McKinnon, he's currently the second favorite to win the Hart Trophy. He had 2 assists, and shout out, that gives him the all-time Colorado Avalanche points lead since the relocation many, many years ago. He has 1,017 points in his 13th year. In that game, goals came from Martin Necas, who had 2, Sam Malinsky, and Arturi Lekonen, who had a goal and an assist. We have other points coming from Cale Makar with 2 assists and Brock Nelson with 1. Goalie Scott Wedgwood had 24 saves on 25 shots, so an excellent day from him. The Avalanche, going into the season, they are one of the favorites to win the Stanley Cup this year. They're looking to get back to it for the first time since 2022, a year in which they won it. For the Kings, not a great night tonight. They were blown out, but not shut out. The lone goal was scored by Kevin Fiala, and it was assisted by Adrian Kempe and Anze Kopitar. Their goalie, Darcy Kemper, had 19 saves on 23 shots. For the Kings, they have the 3rd best odds to win the Pacific behind the Oilers and the Golden Knights. They won the Stanley Cup back in 2014 and haven't made it out of the first round since. So they're looking to see some postseason success, and obviously losing in the opener, not a great start.
No, definitely not what Kopitar wanted in his finale over there in LA. But this Avalanche team is stacked to the teeth. But Brent, you're right. Sorry for disrespecting the Capitals. I was talking about the NFL, but a lot of hockey games on tonight as well. But in a couple weeks, guys, I looked it up. I'll have to check, but I believe it's Monday, October 27th is this year's sports equinox. So keep an eye out on there for you as well. But that sums us up here in the NHL. We are going game by game here for the NFL slate. You'll see Thursday Night Football all the way to Monday Night Football ×2 here live. But who wants to watch the three of us do that? You see us every week. Whoa, guys, there's an empty box down there.
Yeah, what's that?
We have an SOS special guest, number 1 of 5 today. Big Broncos fan. Has been on the show before, highlighting the NFL. And, he's a major Bo Nix enthusiast. Everybody, welcome Carson Allegra to the show.
Got the jersey on. Bo Nix lover right here in the house, ready to talk about some football, baby. Let's do it.
Wow, the resemblance of the Allegra brothers are right there. I love it. Carson, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Oh, it's a Wednesday night, and apparently the Capitals are on, which I'm shocked that Brent is here because he's never available during the Caps hockey. This guy.
Don't worry.
Priorities. But, Carson, we've got 3 games for you to help us cover here today. The first one is actually kicking off 9:30 in the morning against an 0-5 Jets team. What do you have for me in London?
I can tell you one thing. If you're looking for a banger in this game, just don't get up. Because it's going to be a lot like the Broncos versus Bengals game on Monday Night Football last week, 2 weeks ago. That game sucked, and it's going to be very, very similar. I'm going to go back to last week's games. Broncos versus Eagles. Braden, I'm so sorry. Not really. I'm actually so happy that we won. We beat the Eagles 21-17, and I think it was the best win in the Bo Nix era, personally. But there's some minor issues going on. Bo Nix, awful for the first 3 quarters. Genuinely, the worst I've seen Bo Nix play besides the first 2 weeks of last season. But in the fourth quarter, he stepped it up big, got us the drives we needed, 3 scoring drives in the last 3 drives, won us the game. Other problems, we got Riley Moss. Other than Pat Surtain, our cornerbacks, pretty bad. Riley Moss, if you target him 20 times a game, you'll get 20 catches. That man sucks. And the last thing is flags. Eagles fans can complain about how many flags they got at the end of the game. We got 12 for 121 yards that entire game. We need to clean it up pretty bad, and it's not looking good. Moving on to the Jets. They lost to the Cowboys 37-22, and it should have been basically 37-0. All of their points came in garbage time. Aaron Glenn's defense is genuinely just bad. I don't know why. He was the defensive coordinator for the Lions. Honestly, the defense for the Lions wasn't even that good, but we blamed it on injuries. But his defense is awful. They're 0-5, obviously. They allowed 5 sacks to the Cowboys defense. Can anyone name a single defensive lineman on the Cowboys right now?
Kenny Clark.
Proves my point right there. All right. So I think this game is not going to be close at all. I think the Broncos are going to get up early, probably score 2 or 3 touchdowns. Jets might get a field goal or 2, and then the Jets might come back and score a few touchdowns at the end of the game. But I've got this game being 26-10. The Broncos' keys to win is literally just run the ball. The Jets allowed 135 yards and 8.4 yards per carry to Javonte Williams. Now, Javonte Williams had a resurgence this year. Don't get me wrong. But coming from a Broncos fan, that man's not that good. And Bo Nix just needs to take what's given to him. Don't force anything. This Jets defense has not been that good this year. Just take what you're given, and don't let Justin Fields beat you on the ground. And the Jets' keys to win is forcing Bo to move his feet. If they can get Bo Nix, if they can get pressure on Bo Nix, he is going to force some stuff. He always does. He can't control himself. And they need to run the ball because our linebackers have been horrible this season. Dre Greenlaw has been on the IR this will be the 4th week coming up, but he hasn't played in any of the games. And our linebackers have sucked. Alex Singleton and Justin Trinad cannot tackle. So if Breece Hall can get in open space, he could go all the way for all I know. And that's about it. That's all I have. I have the Broncos winning 26-10, and we move to 4-2, and the Jets move to 0-6.
Yeah,
0-6.
I'm not going to add a ton there because Carson did a good job breaking it down, but the Broncos are favored by 7.5. Over under is 43.5. So that's pretty low scoring in my opinion, which I think it could end up being that way. Carson mentioned it. Jets are searching for their first win. I don't understand why they are so bad on the defensive side of the ball. They have names. They have Will McDonald, Quinnen Williams, Sauce, Aaron Glenn is a defensive-minded coach. I don't understand what is going on there. I think the offense has looked okay, but penalties have just killed them. Absolutely killed them. Just an undisciplined football team. And like you said, Carson, I think they remain winless. I have the Broncos. Let me pull it up here. 20-17 against the Jets.
It's a close one.
I think this is one where like the Broncos let the Jets stay in it like for some reason for a long period of time, but I still think y'all are the better team and end up winning the game.
I can tell you one thing. What the Broncos were best at in the Bo Nix era is beating up on bad teams. So we're not going to let it that close.
Fair enough. I just feel like the Broncos are one of those teams that get your hopes up and then let them down pretty quickly in the next game. But we'll see. We'll see.
Braden, I think we call this the Allegra show. I don't think we need to add anything. I'm good.
Sure. Yeah, with that.
Turn it over to an AFC North. Do you call this a rivalry? Not sure what's going on in Cleveland. Bailey Zappi's on the team now, but Carson, a couple breakdown points between this AFC North yuck match.
All right. Well, we got the 1-4 Cleveland Browns against the 3. How are they 3-1? Pittsburgh Steelers. Browns just lost to the Vikings 21-17. They had every single opportunity to win that game. They were up the entire game, and the last 5 drives, they went 3 and out, punted every single time. It was awful. The Steelers also just beat the Vikings 2 weeks ago. They just had a bye week. And Aaron Rodgers did what he needed to do to win the game. He didn't do anything special. He hit the open receivers. That's all he did. And for some reason, the Steelers' run game is good with Kenneth Gainwell. Not sure why that is. But a few keys to win. The Browns' keys to win, Quinshon Judkins. Get that man the ball as much as humanly possible. Not only for my fantasy team that's 0-5, but the only way they're going to win this game is if they get on the ball. Screen passes, runs up the middle, runs on the outside. Does not matter. Just get Quinshon Judkins the ball. That's the only key to winning this game. Steelers' keys to win, just take advantage of all the young players that the Browns have. They've got, I think, 7 rookies starting on offense. Just let them make mistakes. Dylan Gabriel didn't make many mistakes in the Vikings game. I'm sure they're coming. So just let the ball, let the mistakes happen, and don't let Myles Garrett take over the game. Myles Garrett can ruin a game quickly. We've seen it many, many times. Just run the ball away from him, pass the ball quickly so he can't get to you. Do not let him ruin the game. I've got the Steelers barely beating the Browns 17-16 and another snooze fest. And the Steelers would move to 4-1. Browns would move to 1-5.
Yeah, I mean, this is it probably exactly how Carson said it was going to be. My opinion is honestly the same. Like with Quinshon Judkins, he needs to get the ball. He had 110 rushing yards and 23 carries in week 5. Dylan Gabriel being the question mark. Everybody's making fun of him because he's small and short. I will not take any disrespect on the Oklahoma Sooner. He's obviously the key starter, but the main turn of events, Joe Flacco flying commercial, a 6th-round pick. Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick, traded to the Bengals for a 5th. Shadur Sanders is QB2, question mark. Stefanski wasn't having it. It may be Bailey Zappi. And if that happens, there's going to be turmoil in Cleveland, that's for sure. And this time it won't be speechless. Going over to Pittsburgh, they're coming off the bye with everything in front of them. Absolutely insane that they've been obviously leading this division by a couple wins now and still not favored to win it, with Baltimore having an interesting match that we'll get into. But Rodgers has been effective in the way that he's needed to be, with 786 yards and 8 touchdowns. And then DK Metcalf has been what they wanted as well. But Carson, I'm with you. I think the Steelers win this one, but I don't think it's a lot of points. I got the Steelers 24, Browns 13, and I really don't know what the Browns are going to do. So, number 1 pick, go get Arch Manning. Bum.
I think they need to give Joe Sanders an opportunity, but they won't.
That's true. I think every quarterback on that team may get a snap this year.
Deshaun
So
Watson.
I'm not sure about that.
He's still on the team.
The only takeaway I would say is I don't know what the over-under is, but bet the under.
I cannot concur until November 1st. Big announcement in the sports world. Big announcement.
Really nice.
Big announcement. We've got one last one here with you, Carson. Talk about a barn burner. We got the Chargers and the Dolphins that we get to chat about today.
Now, I don't think either of these teams are necessarily good. The Chargers were the first 3 weeks, but the last 2 weeks they've stunk it up. They lost to the Commanders, and then who did they lose to 2 weeks ago?
Giants.
The Chargers' main issue right now is injuries. Their 2 all-pro offensive tackles are both hurt, and the teams are taking advantage of it, honestly. They just lost the Commanders 27-10, and Herbert has not looked good. And it's probably because he's under pressure. I understand that, but he just has not looked good. He's not getting his talented receivers the ball, especially Ladd McConkey. He has not gotten the ball enough this year. And their rushing game on defense has been bad. Bill Krosky-Merritt just destroyed them last week. Absolutely manhandled them. And then moving on to the Dolphins, they just lost in probably the worst way possible to the Panthers. They were up 17-0 for the entirety of the game. But Rico Dowdle, oh my goodness, 230 yards rushing and receiving. That man went off. And I don't even think he's that good personally. I think it's the credit to the Dolphins' horrible defense.
Panthers record.
Tua played well.
I didn't know that. Is that true?
It is a tied franchise record with Jonathan Stewart.
Really? Wow.
Yep. So man couldn't get one more yard.
Tua played well, but in the first half, in the second half, he kind of stunk it up a little bit. He didn't do anything necessarily bad, but he wasn't doing anything to win the game. Some Chargers key to win is let Herbert air it out. Pass every single play if you have to. Omarion Hampton's hurt. Najee Harris is hurt. You have no running game back there. Let Herbert throw the ball as much as possible. And on the defensive side, pressure Tua into making mistakes. He's bound to make mistakes eventually. He had just had a good game. You know he's going to have a bad game right after that because that's just how Tua works. And don't let the Dolphins' speed become a problem. Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle would say Tyreek Hill, but he's not there anymore. They've got so much speed. Don't let them over the top. Don't let Devon Achane get in space because they will make you miss. Dolphins key to win, like I just said, get Devon Achane the ball. That man is so good in space. He's not that great at running the ball, but if you can get him a screen pass or get him lined up at receiver, he will make you pay. And just stop the Chargers' backup running backs. Don't let a backup running back destroy you, just like Michael Carter just destroyed the Titans last week, even though they lost. And the last thing is don't let Tua run the ball. He's had enough concussions as it is. Don't need any more. I have the Chargers winning 31-26 in a barn burner. I think Justin Herbert goes nuclear in the first half and then dies off in the second half. And the Dolphins come back a little bit, but I think they fall short. And the Chargers go to 4-2, and the Dolphins fall to 1-5.
How hot is Mike McDaniel's seat?
Insanely. I think he should be fired before this game.
Yeah, future Eagles OC. Carson, I agree with you on a lot of these points. 2 similar stories going into this week for these teams. Against the Commanders, the Chargers scored 10 points in the first 2 drives and were held scoreless for the rest of that game. After that, they fumbled, punt, end of half, punt, turnover on downs, interception, end of game. So not great for that. And then on the Dolphins, it's very similar. You mentioned the 17-point lead that they blew. It's really strange for the Dolphins. You win the turnover battle 2-0. Your quarterback, whose nickname is literally referring to his aptitude for giving the ball away, goes turnover 3 and throws for 3 touchdowns. You'd think that's a recipe to win, but no, still lose the game. You mentioned Devon Achane. He was abysmal in the running game, 10 carries for 16 yards. So getting him in open space in a screen game or a passing game could be the move. I think Herbert is also going to go nuclear. I think the Chargers are going to win 32-14 with Justin Herbert having 4 total touchdowns.
That's a lot of tutties.
Yes, sir.
There's nobody running the ball over there.
Nope.
Maybe Sony Michel comes back.
There you go.
That's a blast.
Could be a possibility. Carson, thanks so much for hanging out with us again. You obviously will be back at some point, but we might have to talk about recasting Braden because this Allegra was on fire tonight, and this guy was almost late. So we might have to I'm just kidding, Brent. But Carson, you're welcome back anytime. Floor is yours. Anything else you want to say to the Sports Outlet Show family?
All I got to say is Bo Nix on top. Eagles fans, stop complaining about the pass interference.
And Braden has been silenced. Carson, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.
Yep. See you guys.
Wow. There's some fire in that Bo Nix fan over there.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting a little cocky. Get a little winning and you get cocky.
What is winning like for us, Brent? We don't know what that is.
No, I've never experienced it, so.
All I'm saying is I think that we should go to Caesar Sportsbook every time because I felt like home with the Carolina Panthers there. There were so many fans.
There were.
It was awesome. Hey, my team did its part. That's all I'm going to say without any context. That's all that matters. But we're going to keep rolling here on this Wednesday night. We've got another fan coming in. First-time star appearance, and he is well known for the struggles between Brent and Braden on Top 10. Without a further ado, Indiana Jones fan, Mr. Kyle Johnson.
Thank you, boys, for having me. Thank you. I'm a little upset you didn't decide to put me on the top 10 ranking, but it's all right. I guess I'll just have to choose the topics going forward. I guess that's the best I can do around here.
That's what we need you for, Kyle. You're the man behind the scenes, all right?
Yeah, everyone needs a producer.
Everybody needs a producer. But huge Indiana Jones fan, a Colts fan, and the co-manager team on here. But we'll kick it off. Kyle, you have a Cardinals fan going wild in the chat, so I need you to talk some smack here when you're going through this one.
I mean, I like the matchup for the Colts. It's a pretty neutral matchup. I just think Shane Steichen was handicapped by Anthony Richardson, and this year we're finally seeing that he is a good coach. Last year I thought he was getting on the hot seat a little bit, but I certainly think he is a good coach. He's got that offense with Daniel Jones, of all people, number one and top of the NFL in EPA per play. Would not have guessed that if you told me Daniel Jones was going to be our quarterback this year. I think they're fourth in both rushing and passing EPA per play, number one success rate in the league. Kind of blowing my mind. However, the Cards do match up well. I think they have the fourth best defensive rush success rate. So I don't know if Jonathan Taylor is going to go crazy, but I like our chances against them. I don't think they've had a good strength of schedule. I think they've played some cupcakes so far. So I think we'll kind of show them where it's done. I know a big signing for the Colts today, Jermaine Pratt. Not a big signing, but filling in at linebacker for us, reuniting with Lou Anarumo, former defensive coordinator of the Bengals, having our boys playing fast, playing great. So I think that'll be good, kind of keep up the turnover margin for us. We're top 5 in turnover margin so far this year. So I think the Cards hang around. I actually think they cover via backdoor touchdown. I've got the Colts 30-24 in this one.
Braden, this one's got to be emotional for you.
Yeah, I like that, Kyle. Brett said it in the chat already. Jonathan Gannon versus Shane Steichen hits very close to home for me. Brett, you might want to shield your ears for about 5 seconds here. I'm not going to go too crazy. You've already heard it all. The Cardinals coming off maybe the weirdest loss in NFL history against the Titans with Amari DiMercato blunder, to put it nicely, and the Cam Ward interception turned touchdown for the Titans. They lose 22-21. 3 total fumbles in the game for the Cardinals. Josh Sweat, a positive for them. He's second in the league with sacks with 5 of them. For the Colts, last week we saw a lot of 2-point conversions. That's because Spencer Schrader is out for the season with a knee injury. They signed Mike Badgley to replace him. Hopefully he still got some gas left in the tank. Jonathan Taylor at this point leads the league in rushing yards with 480 and rushing touchdowns with 6. So he's been an absolute beast so far, including a hat trick last week. I think this game is going to be closer than you might think. The Cardinals are going to bounce back just a little bit, but I have the Colts 28 and the Cardinals 21.
Both of them going with the Colts here. Brent, talking about Daniel Jones, I feel like you're sick of hearing his name every week, but just what does it mean to have Jackson Dart now versus seeing Daniel Jones be the MVP?
I just need to know how this is possible. Every player that leaves the Giants is an MVP candidate on their next team. I don't understand it. Jealous. So I have a Daniel Jones jersey, so I was a believer at one point. Just I don't know what happened.
It's the Kevin O'Connell quarterback school. I think he is just the quarterback wizard.
I think you're right. I mean, he made Sam Darnold resurrect his career as well. So I think you're right there.
As a Colts fan, he had Carson Wentz of all people playing somewhat decent football, which I didn't know was possible.
And then on the Cardinals side, I know Jonathan Gannon got that fine for punching Amari DiMercato, but personally, I think he kind of deserved it.
He deserved it for sure.
I would have punched him too.
With your seat that hot, you can't be losing money like that. You can't be losing money like that. Man, what a bum. It's okay. Braden, there are too many Eagles coaches around. What are we doing?
It's just the Nick Sirianni coaching tree. As if, yeah.
It's getting pretty long.
Because we lose our
You want to talk
every single year.
Not this
You
year.
want to talk about an offense, speaking of the coaching tree, you want to talk about an offense that's going to be long to watch, but somehow, Brent, shield your ears about what happened last week. Kyle, what do you have Pat Saints for this upcoming week?
Pat Saints, this is I think it has some shootout potential. I don't know if it'll get there, but fun matchup. I think the Saints are such an interesting team. They don't push the ball down the field. I don't think they have a good offense, but somehow they hung up 26 points on the Giants last week. So I don't know what happened there. But every time I look at my fantasy team, Chris Olave has 15 targets for 50 yards. So I don't know. They're just throwing check downs every time. But if they decide to let it rip a little bit, I think we have some shootout potential a little bit. I love the Pats. I've been a big Mike Vrabel guy since his days in Tennessee. Obviously, they just knocked off the Bills. They got a nice stretch coming up. They've got the Saints, Titans, and Browns coming up. I think they will go 4-0, including the Bills game last week. So I do like the Pats a lot in this. There are some things that swing the Saints' way. I know that the Saints are an average defense, which isn't too bad going up against the Pats. The Pats aren't lighting it up, but I am a big Drake May believer. And the Patriots are actually not the best rush defense, where I think the Saints can thrive a little bit. So if they slow the game get down a little bit, I know that goes against the shootout potential, but I don't hate it for the Saints. But I saw this line was only 3.5, so give me the Pats all day, 27-17.
Yeah, that line I'm sure Brent and Braden are going to hammer. Why is it that low?
It blows my mind.
Because the Saints are the best team in the league. I mean, the Giants are coming off a win against the Chargers, and then they destroyed the Giants. So,
how can you not win after you beat Jackson Dart?
Yeah.
I'm just happy it was the Giants and not the Panthers that dropped the first one, because eventually we were gonna. So now I don't have to be as wary about it. But Kyle, you hit all the right points. Drake May has been fantastic and exactly what the Patriots have needed, winning 3 of their last 4 in that huge win that Brent talked about all week long on Sunday Night Football with them beating the Bills. It was his favorite bet of the week. I wish he was on the pod last week for people to cash out. Speaking of which, Braden went 4 for 4 on his parlay again, but we can talk about that another time. And then Stephon Diggs getting to see his brother Josh Allen for a little bit, still not in the end zone through the air. And then the Saints, Kellen Moore gets his first win. So does Spencer Rattler, and he's been around a little longer. But Rashid Shaheed's done exactly what the Saints have needed him to do. But this team all around is just bad. They use the phrase every once in a while, a blind squirrel finds a nut. I think the Saints found a dart instead. But able to get this one. Kyle was saying 27-17. I personally think this is going to be a beatdown. Not sure why it's 3.5, but I have Patriots 31, Saints 10. As a Panthers fan that got beat down, we see that they have the potential to do it, as well as Drake May's been fantastic. And, I'd just like to see it because the Panthers lost by 70 points. So that's what I got. It's a sad day.
Yeah,
Kyle, before – go ahead, Brent.
I was going to say, I shared it with you boys, but the Patriots' rest of season schedule is cake. Saints,
easy.
Titans, Browns, Falcons, Bucks. They might lose those two, but then they get the Jets, the Bengals without Joe Flacco, Giants, Bills. They might lose that one. Ravens, who have been undeniably bad so far. Jets again, Dolphins.
That may be the worst schedule I've ever heard in my life.
I see like 3 losses there max. The Patriots are going to be a playoff team. 100% they are.
That was pretty bad. That was horrible. But Kyle, before we let you go, when it's talking about the Colts and Daniel Jones, if you had to set a money line for the Colts to win the Super Bowl and then Daniel Jones to win the MVP, what, in your personal opinion, would it be right now?
To win the Super Bowl and MVP, neither one is happening. Give me like plus 3,000 for the Super Bowl, even higher for MVP. Not like maybe he has a Nick Foles run in the Super or in the playoffs. Maybe, I don't know. He's not winning MVP. Definitely not. Give me plus 15,000.
Wow.
Now, if you ask me if he's going to sign a long-term deal with us to be the starter for the next 3-4 years, I think that's an odds-on favorite at this point.
There we go. I don't think we've ever had a Colts fan on the podcast, so Kyle, thanks for being the first. But appreciate you coming and hanging out with us and talking some ball for a little bit. Look forward to your next appearance, but I'll see you at work tomorrow.
I will see you in the top 10 list. Have fun with that one.
See, he made it this morning, and I've got to glance at it. It's a bit spooky. That's all you're getting. Kyle, thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you next time. Ooh. Guys, now that he's not here, what do you have to say about his top 10 rankings? Is it tearing you apart? Tell me.
They've been difficult.
Yeah, it's been difficult, and it's been some good categories as well. I like the themes that he's picked out for sure.
Well, I think you'll find this one good as well. But before we get there, we have one more guest star appearance. Some may say he's revolutionized the Sports Outlet show. Some say you can hear him screaming from the mountains of Hamilton, Virginia. He's ready. He's a SOS Eagles legend. Welcome, Jack Powell, to the show, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Did I smell someone talking about Nick Foles? The Eagles coaching tree? Because I'm interested in talking about that.
Hello,
what's up, everyone? Hey!
Hey, maybe we talk some sports.
I could be into that.
I think this next game, Jack, that you're going to kick us off with may take an hour between the three of you to fight. So I'm going to sit back and sip some bourbon.
Well, hey, I have a pony in this fight. I have Braden Wilkins on my side. As you know, he's got a 6'6", 240 frame, built like a lumberjack, ready to run through a brick wall. And we've got Brent over there. So I think we're going to win.
There's not going to be much of a fight for me on my end. I think I know how this game's going to go.
That's okay, and I predict that's how the game's going to go as well. However, Brent, what's going to surprise you tonight with my analysis is that I actually gave you a little bit of praise, and I actually gave you a reason as to maybe why you could do decently. Not win, though.
Not win, though.
So I'll start with the yards per game. So the Eagles are outgained by almost 100 yards per game this season. You know, it's only 5 games, but still 100 yards per game this season. Defense is not what it was last year, very adamantly. The Giants are only outgained by 50 yards per game. Now, while that's not a crazy discrepancy, I will say that the Eagles' defense, they have come in clutch in those key moments, you know, a big fumble, big interception here or there, big blocked field goal to win the game against the Rams, but they don't do well on sustained drives, long drives. And I think an offense like the Giants, with a new quarterback at the helm, new running back, going on a CTE speed run, essentially, I think they're going to be looking to do a little bit of check down, dink and dunk, not go for the crazy plays. You know, Malik Neighbors is out for the year. I don't think they're going to go for the crazy play down the field, and the Eagles are bad at defending those very simple drives down the field. And so I think the Giants might have a little bit of a leg up there. But what do y'all have to say about that?
Yeah, I'll just I mean, I think you're right. We're not gonna take a lot of deep shots in this game. We don't have Malik Neighbors. Darius Slayton has been ruled out with a hamstring injury. He's our other deep threat. All we have left as a starting receiving core is Wan'Dale Robinson. And that guy is like 5'7". He doesn't get open down the field. He's a dink and dunk guy, like you said.
Absolutely.
And then the other receiving weapon we have as a starter is Theo Johnson. So it's going to be a lot of short yardage stuff, in my opinion. You don't want to rely on Jalen Hyatt, who was a beast in college, but for whatever reason can't put it together in the NFL, and Bo Collins, who is an undrafted free agent, who was the reason for one of Jackson Dart's interceptions against the Saints because he completely stopped on his route. So I'm right there with you. I don't think the Giants are going to be great in this game. I think you guys are going to win. What I'm hopeful for is that Saquon doesn't have a heyday because our rushing defense is still terrible. I know he was banged up earlier in the week, but it looks like he's practicing now. It looks like he's going to be a go. But anything you guys want to add to that?
I will say to that rushing, that was actually going to come into my next point about Giants praise. Giants praise. What is this, opposite day? I don't know what's going on anymore. So the Giants have given up to the team's leading rusher the past 5 games: 82 yards to Corey Krusky-Merritt, 97 to Javonte Williams, 45 to Isaiah Pacheco, 128 to Marion Hampton, and then 41 to Kendre Miller. Now, the Eagles have Saquon Barkley, and, obviously at any point during the game, he could turn on the cheat codes and run for 200 yards down the field, hurdling guys backwards, because that's what he does daily. But this season has been incredibly lackluster for him. Do I think it's partly on Saquon? Potentially, but I think it's also part of the scheming. I am the world's #1 Kevin Patullo hater. And I think that the rushing stats, 60, 88, 46, 43, and 30, have not been at the level that Saquon has performed at in the past. And I think, yes, the Giants don't have the greatest run defense in the world, but maybe you might not have to worry about that, because I don't think that Saquon is being schemed properly in this offense yet. Maybe they got the kick after getting this first loss against Denver this past weekend. But I do think that it's going to be a lot more manageable than I think Giants fans think. So that's what I think about that.
Yeah, I think part of it too was, he had a huge workload last year, and this is a guy that's, as talented as he is, he's electric. I know that, and that's coming from a Giants fan, so that's very unbiased.
You know better than me, maybe.
He's an electric player, but he is also an injury-prone player. He was injury-plagued throughout his career with the Giants. The last Eagles season finally felt like the year where he didn't have a major injury plague him. I think the huge workload might be taking a little bit of a toll as well. So honestly, if I were you guys, the less touches you can give him now and just ignite him for the playoff run, that's what I'd be doing if I was the Eagles.
It's not a bad idea. And I think that leads into my last point, is that, Saquon, maybe not using him as much this game. Jalen Hurts isn't playing at the most elite level, but he's not playing bad football at all. He's had 0 interceptions so far this year, 7 touchdowns, a leaky Giants pass defense, 24th in the league in passing.
Terrible.
Not bottom of the barrel, but not the greatest in the league. I think that's going to help them get them over the hump. And so officially, I have Eagles 30-17 over the Giants.
Yep. I have Eagles 24, Giants 10. So just as big of a blowout, maybe a little bit less scoring. But I do know that Braden has not said a single word. So I'm interested in
carefully listening. I can't wait to see
insight on this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in here. I enjoyed hearing your Giants insight here. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the Birds, obviously. Last week, obviously, first loss of the season and a collapse against Denver. We allowed 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter as the offense kept stalling out. Jack, we actually talked about this in person over the weekend. We said that before the game, actually, this was on Saturday, maybe we need a loss. And I think people might think that that'd have been crazy, but I completely agreed. We've been bending and bending and bending all year. You know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It finally broke. So now it's time to fix it. Put it together. Do not allow another 2023-esque collapse. Landon Dickerson at this point is my concern. He's been dealing with an injury. He's going to be out, which I think is good. He's been banged up all year. So not making him play on the short week is going to be good. Give him some rest. Let him heal up. I said it finally broke. I think this week on a short week, we're going to put some duct tape on it. We're going to put a Band-Aid on it. It's not going to be all the way fixed. So I think this game is going to be closer than you might think. I think after this week, we have a little bit of extra time to prepare and really look at what's going wrong. I still think we get the win 28-20, but I think in weeks in the future after this week are going to be where we're really putting the pieces together and going on a full repair.
I like that take. We still win,
Hey.
so I like that take.
So I think we all have Eagles -7.5.
Hold on. You know, it's not my game, but I do have the biggest announcement. Okay. And it's when the Eagles and the Giants can share the love, right? You know, there's so much love in the NFC East. But they will be featured on Prime, not just Thursday Night Football, but the Saquon Barkley documentary is coming out.
Oh,
wow.
And
yes!
I watched the trailer, and it may be one of the best Eagle hate watches to see what the Giants did to this man. Brent, I don't think you'll be watching it.
I can't wait to watch it every day for the next year.
It goes back to like 2020.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane. So it's been 5 years in the making. I'm intrigued to see how they did that. But talk about release date, target time. I don't know if they did that on purpose. Okay, but talk about the conversation. Well done for them. But let's keep kicking it down the line. We have Seahawks Jags in what has become one of the most monumental early season games after what happened on Monday night. Jack, what do we have between these two animals?
Yeah, I mean, look, you got two absolutely scrapping, hardworking, knows how to get down the field and play the right kind of football quarterbacks in Sam Darnold and Trevor Lawrence. These two teams have been, I'd say, probably some of the most competitive teams in the league so far this season. Surprisingly, I'd say. No one thought. I mean, Liam Cohen, I personally think was a great hire for head coach before the season, and then after, you know, he's looking like a genius, or the Jaguars GM is looking like a genius for hiring him to be a head coach because they've gone on a 4-1. They just beat the Chiefs in a massive win. You know, Chiefs have been this dominant AFC juggernaut for almost a decade at this point. It's just, you know, multiple starters out as well for the Seahawks pass defense. You know, there could be a little bit of leeway for the Jags to get in there. Lawrence, not the greatest, not the touted number one of all time, greatest draft prospect ever quarterback that he was supposed to be in these years in the NFL. He could be in for a day, I think. You know, I think pretty sure Devin Witherspoon's out, Tariq Woolen's out. I think that with a decent rush defense for the Seahawks, I think that Lawrence could do pretty well. But what do you guys think?
I think Braden thought your take was so bad he had to leave the podcast.
Goodbye,
Braden. He mentally had to prepare for this game right here, Seahawks Jags. But while we're sorting out some technical difficulties, I mean, talking about Sam Darnold, we talked about him with Kyle when he was just on here, but he's been fantastic. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. But I've seen the Sam Darnold experiment before, and I say this week in and week out. When does it end? That's the question. Last week, obviously, you saw a little glimpse of it there. Darnold had a chance to go out and win the game. Welcome back, Braden, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Throws the late interception, easy field goal for McLaughlin to get the win. But yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba has been one of the best wide receivers of this season. He's been an absolute star, 34 catches, 534 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And no Seahawk on this team, if I probably should have looked it up, but is like within 300 receiving yards of this man. It's been ridiculous. And then you flip it over to Jacksonville, and Liam Cohen has one of the biggest wins on Monday Night Football, where Trevor Lawrence was literally in the dirt with every Chiefs defensive lineman coming after him. And how you score on that touchdown, you know how? Your vet Chris Jones is standing there like this watching.
Yeah.
That
Right.
was crazy.
Yeah, there was a
That was a $1 million movie.
there was a lot of we's and hours in that press conference with Chris Jones. Maybe look inwards, bud.
You play the entire snap to the whistle, but instead I'm going to be like, I make $50 million or whatever it is. He's one of the best for a reason, but ETN's been great. But guys, I want to take a highlight. We show love to defensive players on here. Not just it came into the stratosphere with the 99-yard pick six that flipped the game for Devin Lloyd, right? Off Patrick Mahomes on the 1-yard line, flips the script to 21-14. But he got on America's radar, and he should have been there the whole time. He's had 25 tackles, 4 of those solo, 2 TFLs, 4 pass deflections, and 4 picks as a linebacker. Pro Bowl.
Devin Lloyd has always been an amazing player. I think, maybe the stats don't really show up on the sheet for some of these seasons, but he's put his head down and gotten to work in some of the biggest moments. And I think when you talk about clutch and you talk about moments, you talk about Sam Darnold in the clutch, right? Sam Darnold, that experiment falls apart when it matters, right? It falls apart just at the moment when it matters. And so I think the key for a Seahawks win in this game is if Sam Darnold can run up the score early. The Jags took a little bit of time to get to those points against the Chiefs, against those 31 points to the Chiefs 28.
Yep.
Sam Darnold may want to go fast here. He's got a 115 average passer rating this season. Not a top 10 defense for the Jags in terms of passing. I think it's a big opportunity. I think it's going to be a pass-heavy game potentially for these two, and it could really start to fly. The score could really start to fly off the board. We saw how it became a barn burner last weekend with the Seahawks and the Buccaneers. But I think the Seahawks just have that edge, yards per game, points per game, passer rating. I think they're going to get the edge. I think Seahawks 24-21 over the Jags.
Can completely agree. I think this game is going to be within a field goal. And Jack, I just absolutely love the take on what's going on in Jacksonville of how long can this keep going on? Because the Jaguars, their schedule's been okay, right? Obviously, you look at the Panthers schedule and their losses are stacking up to look like really good losses. This is one of them. But here I'm agreeing with you. I think it's going to be close, but honestly, I could see this one being a shootout. Smith and Jigba on the Seahawks side. ETN, I think Brian Thomas Jr. is about to have a breakout game as well. He's got to come out at some point. I've got a very similar score here, but by difference. But I've got a 41-37 game to watch.
8-point game.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Taking the over.
there you go. Taking the over. Not me till November 1st. Not me till November 1st. I want that to be known. What a great day it's been. Jack, we don't have to spend too much time on this one, but hammer us home on a few key points. Bengals, Packers. Ew.
I know. Ew.
2-1-1.
Ugh. Just get that one out of there and make it a 3-1, and then make the Cowboys retroactively a I don't know, whatever it is. The Cowboys are terrible. Anywho, I think this is going to be a pretty simple one, but I don't think the score is going to really jump off the page as a blowout. I think it's going to be more of a blowout when you watch it on the screen and you watch how the game goes and you watch how the yards go. I don't think it's going to be a point on the game box score. Put it plainly, right? Packers have 26 points per game. Bengals have 17. That is a clear discrepancy. It's not these close numbers. Could go either way with that. No, it's very clear cut. Bengals just got Joe Flacco from the Browns. Aged Joe Flacco playing like crap on the Cleveland Browns, right? Not playing good at all. To assist Jake Browning, who, in his own right is not the greatest quarterback in the world. I don't foresee them getting over the hump here. Now, I will say, off the bye, the Packers have actually had a negative win ratio off the bye since 2019. 2019 to 24, I think it's a negative 17%. So more losses than wins there. They've given up some absolute slam dunk games this year as well to unfavorable outcomes, right? I mean, you have a top offense against the Browns and you score 10 and you let them score 13 and you let the Cowboys dunk 40 on you. You put up 40, sure, but you cannot let, with one of the top 5 defensive units in the league, allow the Cowboys, which, to be fair, one of the best offenses in the league in terms of yards per game, points per game this season. Without CeeDee Lamb, you can't let that happen. And so I think there is the possibility that, the Packers are going to Packer. They're going to find a way to lose this game. It's warm right now. Okay, it's not too cold in Lambeau, so they can't use the weather too. They're like the opposite of the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Like the Dolphins, they get so cold that they freeze up in late November, December, January. The Packers get hot. They run on blue blood. And so I think that, overall to this game, it comes down to how a Jeff Hafley defense does coming off the bye. Again, top 5 defensive unit in the league against the worst offense in the league in terms of yards per game. And that is, come on. So I have Packers over Bengals 27-13. Again, don't think it's going to be a blowout in terms of the box score, in terms of points wise, but I think when you watch the screen, you watch the game, you know who's winning going off the top.
Yep. No, I'll quickly add on to that since this was one of mine as well. But I have Packers 31, Bengals 14. I don't see this game being competitive. Joe Flacco is going to be starting. It's really hard to fly into Ohio on a Wednesday and go beat a Packers defense, especially on Sunday. But key fact, that's true. Key fact coming from Colton Fultz, who wasn't able to join us tonight and just got married. Shout out to him, first of all. Him and his wife are on his honeymoon, but had to bring his key fact to the table when I asked him to guest star with us tonight. Jake Browning's thrown a lot of interceptions. That is known, right? 8 of them to be exact. Jamar Chase has 5 solo tackles on that. Micah Parsons, the defensive end All-Pro, likely Hall of Fame candidate, blah, 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 accolades, blah, 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 trade, has 4.
Jamar Chase, Defensive Player
of the Year.
I like
I'm
it.
in.
That shows you just how bad. Jack, before you leave, two things. Number one, we're going to answer this question round table. Ian, thanks for liven up the chat a lot. But what is the most likely to happen first with Travis Hunter? An 1,000-yard season, an all-pro corner, or officially just a bust? Brent, you first.
They need to play him on the offensive side of the ball. We saw it on Monday night. I mean, that catch was incredible. I personally think that he was the best receiver in the last draft class. So just play him one way, give him 100% of the snaps on offense, and I think this guy can be a true difference maker. I just don't see where he's making big enough of a difference to play both sides of the ball. It's strapping him. And I know the Jags gave up a lot to trade up with the Browns to get him. So they're trying to use him on both sides of the ball like he did in college. It just doesn't work that way in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. We haven't seen that in a long time, if at all, two-way player in the NFL. But like you said, they did add a lot, trade a lot away to go get him for that specific purpose. That being said, I do think we have seen the flashes as a wide receiver, like we saw the other night. You already mentioned that catch was absolutely disgusting over 2 guys. So I do think if it's in the cards and they're going to get him the ball, going to force feed him, you don't have to force feed him because you got Brian Thomas Jr. on the other side.
Yep.
I think he could easily rack up 1,000 yards in a season. Maybe not this year, but eventually.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that, it's when you can have a 2-receiver combo in the league that is so deadly where your guard one, the other one's dropping 3 touchdowns on you. When you guard another, they're dropping 5. Like, when you have a duo that's potentially that deadly in the league, you think back to prime Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You think about A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Right now, you could think about Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Maybe, Devontae Adams a couple of years ago. But you have some of the greatest duos, and that is a bad spell for any pass defense. And I think if you have Travis Hunter, the talented, incredible receiver that he can be, I think that it's not in terms about trying to limit him as a two-way player, but bring out his max potential as a one-way player to get him over that 1,000-yard hump. So I do think that would come first.
No, I'll be quick, but I'm in complete agreement of that catch from Travis Hunter was ridiculous, and it's just a slight flash of him showing his true talent, right? So I'm going to go with the fact that he should be playing most 85% of snaps, whatever wide receivers are playing nowadays on offense. And then if it's a third down and you need coverage, that's what he does best. When it's sure passing down, that's what we want to do. So, Ian, appreciate the comment in the chat, but guys, you know what time it is. Jack, hold on. I'm gonna kick you out real quick, but we're gonna have a conversation. Stay here. Hey guys, so Jack's gone. He definitely can't hear us right now, so we can say whatever we want. So it's time for blind top 10. And we run into the problem every week of one of you gets 5, one of you gets 4, and then there's the finale. Would you guys like Jack to join the top 10 and you each get 3 picks this evening?
Let's do it.
Jack, welcome back. We have a decision.
It's so long.
We're going into the best segment that the Sports Outlet Show history is why the fans come back, Jack. But with great power comes great responsibility. This is my wife's favorite segment, and if you mess it up, bad things, Jack. Okay. And Brent has heard the brunt end of these things.
Sure hates me.
Oh my.
So this evening, and I'll let you guys get a game plan together, but it's time for top 10. And we're getting close, right? I gave you the term spooky earlier.
Ooh.
Today's blind top 10 suspense is types of Halloween candy.
Oh no, I don't like candy.
Kick him out.
Bye, Jack.
Oh no, it's ruined. All right, this is gonna be
Pretend
good.
you like candy.
Yeah, I am.
Are we ready? You 3, go ahead and talk, right? Remember, whoever your anchor is going to have the last pick. Go ahead and chat.
I think we give it to Jack as the guest, and I think that works well for not having him as the anchor with his distaste for candy. So I think he should have the honors.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going first.
Kelby said, should I sub for Jack?
Kick him out.
Doesn't even like
him.
it.
Why do you not like candy, Jack?
All right, am I going first here? Is it me?
Hold on. Let me pull it up here. Let me get the list. Pulling it up. Your patience is appreciated.
Oh, man.
Kelby, if you would like to play top 10, you may come up here and play top 10.
I can't even
it's
name
allowed.
10 candies.
You can't name 10 candies?
I can if I really think about it, but thinking's hard.
All right, Jack, here at number 1. You ready?
All right.
You'll be able to name this one. It's Skittles.
Oh, Skittles. Okay, so taste the rainbow, right? Marketing, absolutely top tier. One of the best in the game. Look of the candy. Rainbow color. That's also pretty solid. I think it falls flat in size. I'm more of like a chocolate bar, like look and appeal kind of guy. Not as much like tiny little pellets of Skittles. But I don't want to make the haters upset here. So I'm gonna I'm gonna put it at a crisp 6. Don't think that's bad. Don't think I'm gonna get many big, I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. But Skittles lovers, I'm probably gonna get some messages, and obviously we're gonna have some conversations, and we'll see how that goes.
Currently in your DMs, so
I did not know Braden was a D1 Skittles fan. My mistake.
That's a pick right there. I'm a big Skittles fan as well. So
Oh boy.
Jack's going on looks and marketability for his,
I am.
for his rankings.
you guys can cut him for David at any time. He is in the chat waiting.
I don't hate that pick. I'm not a huge Skittles guy myself, so that's probably where I would have put it too.
Thank you, Brent. We don't agree on football, but we can agree on candy.
Yep.
Number 2, I've got Dum Dums. The lollipop.
Is this me or you, Braden? Did we decide?
I guess we just go straight up, make it easy. I'll
Yeah.
take it. Dum Dums. There's a lot of different flavors, a lot of different things to choose from. But that's not what you really think about when you're knocking on that door. You're thinking about some other big names. You'll eat it, but it's probably gonna be one of the last things to go. So it's gonna go at 10 for me.
I didn't even know
10.
what that is. So good pick.
This
I
guy.
like that. I wouldn't
guy-
eat a lollipop.
I should have just done types of Jaeger bomb today. He
Oh!
said it.
Oh!
Oh, darn.
How did that come out of your mouth?
Brent, the most controversial candy in the world. Candy corn.
Candy corn. I saw some
Look at
some
Ian
comments in here.
texting in the chat.
Ian says candy corn should go number 10. Number
Yeah,
10's
yeah.
taken, but I agree with his analysis, and I would still rank it above Dum Dums. So I don't hate this. I'm gonna put it at 9
Wow.
because it's just not very good. It's just not
Wow.
very good.
Wow.
Not my candy of choice.
I'm not a big candy corn guy either. I like the candy corn pumpkins.
Yes, the pumpkins are way better than the little triangles or whatever they are.
I used to be like, and Kelby knows this about me, I used to be the biggest candy corn fan in the world, and then I just hated it. And now I only like the pumpkins.
It's straight sugar. That's all it is.
It flipped 180 on me one day, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Guys, hold the phone. The wife has said good list so far, actually.
Oh!
Huge.
End the
I
show! End the show!
I can't wait to ruin it.
Yeah,
Stop
I was gonna
it.
say I can't wait to see how we mess it up. So
Jack, these are specifically for Halloween. Feel free to look it up if you need to, but it's caramel apple lollipops.
Oh, I know what those are. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big apple guy. I like apples. Caramel, good flavor as well. Lollipops on Halloween is like, it's a little weird for me. Like I like the little if you gave me like a Snickers bar on Halloween or a Hershey bar for Halloween, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's like the number one thing I want to see in the bag. You got to check it for razor blades, but once that's good to go, man, I'm putting that thing down if I like chocolate, which that would be amazing if I did, but I don't. Caramel apple lollipops, the flavor, I'm sure is phenomenal. I mean, I think it sounds delectable to me. In terms of, influence, the iconography of caramel apple lollipops, I think it's solid. I don't think it's spectacular. I think I'm going to go for a 5.
Go for over Skittles?
Yeah.
oh, jeez. This is where we mess it up.
What do you mean?
I've never even heard of this. What is this?
I have heard of it. I have heard testimony. It's pretty good.
I'm in agreement with Brett. If it was my pick, I would have put it at 11.
There is no 11. You don't get to cheat the system. All right. I just realized we're going to be here till midnight, so let's keep it going. Braden. It is Braden. We're going up. You have the Snap. You got the Kit Kat.
Kit Kat's one of the ones you're looking at. That's what you want when you're knocking on that door. It's one of the big ones in terms of chocolates. I think there's maybe one or two more that are going to be better than it. I'm going to put it at 3.
Put it at 3. All right.
That's
I don't hate that.
That's the right pick.
Brent, let's see how you can mess it up, bud.
It's already messed
Ooh.
up.
It's okay. It's okay. Jack won't be invited back.
What?
We're halfway through here. We got 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8. So probably the biggest spread you guys have had. We have Sour Patch Kids.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh.
I don't know what else is left on the list, but it definitely has to go 1 or 2 for me. Sour Patch Kids, top tier candy. I know not everybody's a sour fan, but if you aren't a sour fan, you need to just stop being a wuss. Come on, like toughen up a little bit. I think I'm gonna put it at 1. Sour Patch Kids.
Whoa! This
I like it.
is
I like it.
one.
Definitely the top gummy out there. So good. Absolutely.
I don't mind that. I don't mind the pick.
I'm gonna read my wife's chat real quick. 1, put it at 1. It goes at 1. Brent 1, 1, 1, 1. Brent, let's go.
I'm starting to get on Kelby's good side again.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome back. You're welcome back.
Well done.
Jack, come on, man. Let's not screw this up here. You can phone a friend. It is allowed. But you know what? You literally reference this of what you're looking for. You have Snickers.
Oh.
Have a Snickers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, there's just, like, again, like, Braden has talked about it. I've talked about it. I'm sure God's talked about it. You know, when you're talking about stuff you get on Halloween, and you're looking into your pillowcase or your bag or whatever you use, and you're pulling out and you see, you know, like a couple bags, you see like an apple from like the weird lady next door, and then you see a Snickers bar. And you're telling me you're not going to get excited as a kid on Halloween looking in there and be like, I got a Snickers bar. I can't wait to eat that tonight, tomorrow. How about for dessert? Like right now, as I'm walking to another house. I'm putting it at 2.
Great pick. Wow.
I don't hate that.
This list is looking phenomenal at the moment. I mean, we have one outlier. We have one. There's always one.
Hey.
Braden, your final pick. You have Reese's.
Oh, no.
We talking cups or we talking pea seats?
We're talking cups.
Number 4.
That should have been 2.
Probably
It's
should have
okay.
been 1, honestly.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It happens. That's what I was thinking in my head. I'm thinking that's what you're looking for going into when you're putting on your costume. You're dreaming about a Reese's cup, but it's okay. We still have it in the top half. Nothing wrong with that.
I think that'll do.
Brent, you got one more here, and then I mean, there's not much room for error,
Yeah.
but I mean, you can still make it better. You have Starburst.
I think it's very similar to Skittles. So I think it should go at 7 for sure.
This is a good list.
It really isn't that bad. And for the finale, this one, popcorn ball.
That's candy?
I don't know what that is.
It qualifies as a Halloween candy. It sure does.
Sure.
It's that.
Cool.
It's in a bag, like that giant plastic bag wrapper, and it's a giant ball of popcorn. I used to get it all the time as a kid. So
That's
that's your
sounds
list.
Like that's a savory snack to me. That's not a Halloween treat.
I'm pretty happy.
I think you guys did well. Jack,
I agree
thanks.
with you, Brent.
Jack.
Reese's, I think should be at 1, but other than that,
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Jack, thanks for hanging out with us. Good luck to your Eagles tomorrow night, but you'll be back. Don't worry. The fans love you over here, but appreciate you hopping on with us here. We'll see you.
Let me know. I'll see y'all soon. Toodaloo.
Oh, Jack, that had to have been our longest segment.
Yep.
I think we did well. Let's keep on rolling here in the sports world as well. Thanks everybody for hanging out with our top 10. But we've got 2 more guest stars here for some football. We've got a couple more games as well. But this man needs no introduction, right? He's basically famous. He's a wiener on Fortnite. He's very good at Rocket League. And, every weekend he goes camping. But he's a Baltimore Ravens fan, maybe not feeling it as well. But our views just went up 1,000%. Everybody, I welcome to the show, Mr. David Barry.
Hello.
Let's go.
Views went up 1,000%. I see it.
Oh, views went up 1,000%.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
go.
How does that just
I'm
happen
just-
overnight?
Disappointed that M&M's didn't make the top 10.
Hey, man, you can bring it up with Kyle Johnson. He makes that list.
Okay. I'll have to do that.
I'll get you the phone number after, but we mean business over here as well. David, thanks for hopping on with us and taking away from some of your gaming time. Mine as well. We should be playing Fortnite at the moment, but we have Rams, we have Ravens. Let's break it down. What do you got for me, David?
There's not much to this game. I mean, the Ravens have allowed 21 touchdowns this year. They are the 31st ranked defense, and they have allowed 408 yards. The worst team is Cowboys in defense. And Matthew Stafford's over here throwing for 300 yards a game. And the Rams have 401 yards a game. So Matthew Stafford's going to have a day. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams will all have a good day. And the Ravens are going to get blown out again and have a backup in the game. And, I mean, our O-line has no pressure. We can't block worth a lick. We can't get any running room for Derrick Henry. I blame coaching a little bit because, I mean, I can see when we're going to run the ball and hand it to him. So when we just run it up the gut every time, I think we should bounce it outside to him a little bit because I think he's a better outside runner than inside. But that's the coaches there. And our defense, I mean, we got to get pressure on Matthew Stafford or he'll pick us apart.
What score prediction you got for us?
I believe probably
give you a hint.
37-17. Oh, yeah, there
Very
it is.
close.
38-17. Yeah.
Just going to be a beatdown.
Yeah, 'cause I gave Ravens 17 because I feel like they can score 10 whether or not, but they'll get a garbage when they bring in the backups for the third straight week against the Ravens. They'll be able to score then. But, yeah.
Well, a little bit of good news for the Ravens is that Kyle Hamilton and Ronnie Stanley actually practiced today. They were limited. The bad news: Lamar Jackson, Marlon Humphrey, Roquan Smith, and Patrick Ricard are still out. So Ravens still dealing with their fair share of injuries, but I'm right there with you, Braden, on this one. I think it's going to be a bit of a blowout. I have the Rams 34, Ravens 9.
Ouch.
Yeah.
This
But even-
Ravens defense that's put up the most in the league.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of points.
Even when they were healthy, they still sucked.
And little shout out to Puka Nacua, on pace to set the NFL single season record. I know it's early, but this man has been on freaking fire. He might be the league's first 2,000-yard receiver. This dude is freaking awesome.
That would be insane.
Would be.
David, ew. I expect a 20-minute conversation and bullet point notes about every great thing to watch in this matchup.
There's not much. I mean, these are very bad teams. But, I mean, there is hope for them. I mean, Titans came off a great win. I mean, a miracle win, but a great win. They got their first of the season against the Cardinals. A little upset about them because they took me out of a survivor pool. So, a little bitter about that.
I think that happened for a lot of people.
If the Tennessee Titans are going to win the game, they got to somehow protect Cam Ward from being sacked because he's been sacked the most by any QB this year with 19. So they got to somehow slow Max Crosby down, and then hopefully Calvin Ridley can get open because he had a breakout game last week against the Cardinals. But my main focus is on Ashton Genty because The Cardinals rushed for 168 yards, and he should have plenty of opportunity. Going back to his college day stints, he looks great. Again, he faced a juggernaut last week in Indiana Jones with the Colts over there and just got blown out. But should be a great bounce-back week for the Raiders. And I think they'll get a good win, 20-17.
What a turn your TVs to this one, fellas.
Yeah, or don't.
Braden, I read your note before the podcast, and it just straight up said the word "ew."
Yep, absolutely disgusting. Not a lot of standouts here. Jeffrey Simmons has been his usual self with 7.5 sacks, so he's doing his thing. But other than that, not much is going on here. Genty's picking up steam, as David mentioned. He had another decent day against the Colts. It was perhaps their only positive from that game. He had 109 yards total from scrimmage. Geno Smith, just been absolutely awful. Tied for third most sacked quarterback in the league. 6 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. He's on pace for 30 interceptions this season. That hasn't been done since 2019 Jameis Winston. But even that season, Jameis had 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, which I promise you Geno Smith is not hitting that this year. So my prediction, this game's going to be an absolute stinker. Raiders 24, Titans 17.
2017. Jeez. Both of you you guys think Cam Ward can put up 17 points?
He did last week.
Well, we'll see what happened last week.
I don't think so. David, thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. Is there anything else you have to say about your Ravens before we bid you adieu?
Pray for them and please and just give Derrick Henry more than 8 rushes in a game.
Yes.
I would like to see him reach the 18 mark because
Yes.
I mean he's underutilized. I don't know what's going on in their heads, but they need to use him more.
Need to use him more. David, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I will see you on Fortnite.
All right, see y'all.
Views just go up 1,000% when that man enters the room. I don't know what else we would do without him. I genuinely don't. We have one more guest star today, a man that needs no introduction but deserves a big one. Fellow great friend of mine, met down in Atlanta, but he has come from all different kinds of a past with sports, coming from talking about them boys, talking about them dogs, as well as his team is in a series threatening game in baseball tonight, so taking some time with us, appreciating it with the New York Yankees. Welcome back, Mr. Ahmad Davis. What's up, man?
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you for bringing up the Yankees too.
You're welcome.
Extremely nervous, if you can't tell. It's been a very stressful October between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Yankees and the Cowboys. It's been stressful to say the least. So thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I thought you were wearing a Yankees jersey with an Astros hat for a second.
It does.
Wow.
You got the star
We're
on
starting
there.
off strong. We're starting off strong, Brent. Thank you for just peeking that hate a little bit more for the Astros. This is the all-star hat from this year.
Okay.
It just has the star with it and then the Braves colorway. So I saw it
That's
and I was
sick.
like, I like it. I like it.
Well, we won't spend too much of your time. We'll let you get back to some baseball, but appreciate you hanging out with us. But had to get you on with us going head-to-head in an interesting matchup this week as well down in Charlotte. But, Ahmad, give me some analysis on your boys. Obviously getting a big dub last week and then the tie before, but what do we got here?
Well, the Cowboys are the Cowboys, per usual. Their offense is extremely good, 4th in points per game, 1st in total offense, and 8th in rush yards and 3rd in pass yards. I mean, I've said it for years. People hated me for saying it, but Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback, bare minimum. I think this season he's proven it. And by the end of this season, I genuinely think with his resume and everything, you have to put him in the top 5. He's absolutely carrying what is a absolutely debilitated and injured offense. Without CeeDee Lamb, I mean, people automatically took these guys out of the NFC East playoff race. So you see what he's doing with George Pickens. Shout out my dogs. You see what he's doing with the run game that's been piecemealed together. New head coach, new offensive staff. So I love their offense. You notice how much I'm talking about their offense because their defense is probably the worst in the league, if not the worst. It is so awful to watch. I mean, that Packers game alone literally gave me ulcers. I was stressing the entire time, thinking if we could just come out with a 3-point loss, I'd be happy. So to come out with the tie there, I was extremely elated. And we're playing a team that I think that they have great DBs. I give them that. But their offense is a little bit more to be desired. So I think we favor the matchup there with our offense versus their DBs and their offense versus, like I said, one of the worst defenses. But I think this game they proved that they can actually do something, and they shut down what I think to be one of the lower tier offenses in the league, and the Carolina Panthers. Sorry, Joe.
You said that nicely, and I appreciate it. It's definitely been a season, but Ahmad having the 38-24. I'll be shocked if we can put up that many points. So again, Ahmad always being generous every time I see him, so appreciate it.
Well, you guys are at home, so I decided to give you guys a couple points there.
Hey man, we need every ounce of it. But I thought you'd find this fact funny. I'll chat a little bit about the Panthers in a second, but with Dallas in specific, Jerry Jones obviously getting fined $250,000, right? For putting a thumbs up, as he says.
Yeah.
But if you saw the video, that's a weird thumbs up, but good job, man. Obviously, his net worth is $20.7 billion. Did some math for you guys. That is Jerry Jones getting fined 0.00001%.
Less than a penny on the dollar.
That's an expensive. You got it, buddy.
Hey, that's that oil money.
But I thought you'd find that funny. But when it comes to Dallas, I agree. Dak Prescott's been on fire, especially without having CeeDee Lamb, and I've loved how much Jake Ferguson has come into his role as a tight end as well. So expecting them to show up, and then Pickens has been a really bad trade for the Steelers. Stepping up in a big way, talking about them dogs, 357 yards and 5 touchdowns. But when I look at Carolina, I look at a team that I'm not sure how much they have it figured out, but I do know one thing, and it's what Rico Dowdle said, is buckle up with this star running back crew. I was excited about them coming in, and they haven't disappointed. Dowdle with 51 carries, 289 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground with a feast week. It was against the Dolphins, so we'll give credit where credit's due. But again, going up against the Cowboys defense that it has not been the star point this season. And then would love to see Ted McMillan get into the end zone. 24 catches, 350 yards for him, which is on pace for 82 catches and 1,200 yards, and I would take that every day of the week. So I still don't think Bryce Young is the answer for us. I think we can keep this one close, but if there's any way that Dak Prescott gets the ball back, tie ball game, Brandon Aubrey's going to hit like a 78-yard field goal. So I have us losing, but hoping we can keep it close. But I do think this one could get out of hand quickly if it wasn't in Carolina. So, and hopefully Hubbard is playing. If not, just chalk us up for an L.
Dowdle, come on, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
revenge game for Dowdle. Yeah.
Hey, he said buckle up. Not sure what that means. Half the D line is different than when he was there last year, but sure.
Revenge game, bro.
Yeah.
It's fair. We'll keep it in the NFC. We got one more with Ahmad here. In my opinion, we've talked about a lot of games tonight. This one is probably the one to watch. So intrigued to see your breakdown of this one, Ahmad. Very, very going to be on the calendar as an NFC South fan.
Yeah. Funny stat here. These teams both are better on the road than they are at home. So both of them are 3-0. I found that to be very interesting, and that actually influenced my pick. I love what Baker is doing this season. Again, I'm all for a quarterback showing the world what he's capable of doing on a week-to-week basis. I think he's been doing it since the Browns, but as we know, the Browns are very much a dumpster fire of an organization. So what quarterback can actually perform in that says to be shown. And I don't even think Shador could do it, but I think the Bucs offense is going to be the key to this game because with the 49ers, Mac Jones, as I affectionately call him, the Alabama repeater, he's not what the type of quarterback that runs a Shanahan offense per se. Like, he's very efficient when given time, but I don't think his arm is good enough to fit in those tight windows like Shanahan wants. And normally, Shanahan likes to run the ball to be as efficient as possible. Well, this year, they're 29th in the league in rush yards per game. So I don't know if that's going to play well against the defense in the Bucs, who currently has the 8th total rush yard defense. It's going to be really tough, especially on the road. But like I said in the beginning, both teams are 3-0 on the road. It's going to be close. I'm going the Bucs losing at home 24-21. It's one of those things where it's a toss-up, right? So we'll see. And normally you would pick the better quarterback to win, but give me the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers, they're one of those teams that really don't make sense. Like last week, the Rams were my survivor pick in one of my pools. And obviously we know how that went. The Rams were 8.5-point favorites at home in that game. And Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne, like I don't get it. Like Jawan Jennings is out, Ricky Pearsall's out, Brock Purdy's out. Shanahan just finds ways to win games. It's simple as that. In this matchup specifically, I don't know if they're going to be able to put up enough points to keep up with the Bucs. They have one of the best offenses in the league, one of the most exciting offenses in the league. This is without Mike Evans right now. Emeka Egbuka might go for 2,000 touchdowns this year. He's on freaking fire. Obviously, Bucky Irving's been out, but Rachaad White has stepped right in and taken that role on. So I think the Bucs are still going to score. They can score against anybody. I'm going a closer one in this one. I think the Bucs win 31-27.
I like it. It is incredible to me, the fact that all 4 Baker Mayfield's wins have been walk-offs.
Yeah, one score.
It's been ridiculous.
Yep.
Talk about shake and bake. You guys obviously know my love for Baker Mayfield, but the love originated when I wasn't even with you guys, Brent and Braden, of when Ahmad and I shared the cube in Atlanta. It was the time the Panthers had Baker Mayfield just signed. Sam Darnold was there. Christian McCaffrey was in his last year. DJ Moore was there about to catch a 1,000-yard year fire, and then I left Atlanta and it all fell apart. So, Ahmad, thanks for keeping me together as long as you could.
No problem, buddy. No problem. Hey, look, it's going to be a resurrection in Carolina soon. And I think Bryce Young is going to be the quarterback to do it for y'all.
I hope and appreciate that, but until then, I'll just remember all the Uncrustables that we took.
Fair enough.
Awesome. Ahmad, we will let you get back to game 4. I think it's tied right now. So appreciate you that defines friendship right there. Jumping on the Sports Outlet Show in a key game like that. So I'm pulling for the Yankees for you this evening. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And go Penguins this season.
Hey, man, it's a rebuild, but we'll do what we can. We'll have you back on for a full podcast, but thanks for hanging with us tonight. We'll see you next time, bud.
See y'all.
Let's give a round of applause to all our guests real quick. Appreciate all of them coming out and hanging out with us this evening. Braden's gone. He's back. There we go. Guys, in the sake of time, we'll go quickly here. We've got Sunday Night Football and 2 Monday Night Football games. We will push the college football AP to next week. Promise we'll give you some deep dive on that. But Brent, you have a huge one on Sunday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium. Quickly give me some updates on this one.
Yeah, this one's going to be at Arrowhead Sunday Night Football. As Joe mentioned, the line is currently Chiefs -2.5, which that line kind of surprised me a little bit. Over under at 51.5. Storylines to watch in this one. Detroit's offense is rolling. The Lions are averaging 34 points per game. Jared Goff is 2-0 versus Mahomes in his career, and Jahmyr Gibbs is primed for a big night against Kansas City's shaky run defense. The Chiefs have allowed 616 yards across 5 weeks, and that shakes out to about 125 yards per game. So I look for Gibbs and Montgomery to have big nights there. The Chiefs need a bounce back, obviously, after that Monday Night Football blunder. Mahomes and Kelsey can light it up, obviously, even though Kelsey really hasn't played up to his potential this year. He looks like the wheels have fallen off. But penalties and turnovers have been an issue for the Chiefs, which is not something we're used to saying for an Andy Reid coach team. Joe highlighted it on the Monday Night Football postgame pulse, but some key special team specific penalty issues in that game. Joe mentioned it. I don't know if he remembers off the top of his head, but that one guy had a couple holding penalties on the.
Jack Cochran, can't forget that name.
Yeah, so he might need to get cut, or Andy Reid needs to lay into him or something. Can't have that in that type of game. A couple of injuries to watch out for. Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold, he's going to be out for a little bit. I think there was some positive news yesterday that it might not be season ending, so that's good news for them. Hopefully he can get back for the playoff run. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice still suspended, and Detroit might get defensive tackle Aleem McNeil back, which could help a lot up front. My prediction for this game, like I said by the line, I was confused that the Chiefs were favored in this game. Give me Detroit all day, and I think they win handedly. I'm saying that wrong. Handedly. Lions 34, Chiefs 24. I think the over smashes. These are two really good offenses, but the Lions are that much better. So give me the Lions.
I mean, you can have Mahomes playing as perfect as possible. People like to hit on special teams players a lot, and I said this in the postgame pulse a little bit, but that call literally ended the game.
Yep.
Because at that point, if Mahomes is getting the ball on the 36-yard line with 3 timeouts, this game's going to overtime every single day that ends in Y. But because of that hold, it not only takes time off the clock, but pushes you back 10 yards even further. It is that big of a deal, and that's why special teams players matter so much in the NFL. Can't have that happen, period. So, just terrible start.
Special teams is as much not messing up as it is actually being good. If you can just literally just fair catch and not fumble or have a drastic penalty, you're good. That's all.
It is a huge mental job that goes unnoticed.
Yep.
But we have what is it, week 6, and we have 2 Monday Night Football games again. What are we doing?
Are these early ones or late ones?
It is 7:15 and 8:15 again, like last time. But our slate for the 425, I might be wrong, was the Chargers Dolphins, is the Buccaneers and Niners, and then I believe Packers Bengals. That's off the top of the head. But there's only one game to watch in there. But Braden, tell me about what's going down in Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, I'll be brief here. Bills' second primetime game, 2 weeks in a row. The Bills, on Sunday night, Brent covered it in depth on his post-game pulse. But just a quick recap, turned over the ball a lot. The ball was on the turf a lot. That game is very sloppy on both sides of the ball between them and the Patriots. The Bills have been pretty turnover-free for most of the year so far, so that's an outlier for them. And James Cook had his first game of the season. He's been consistent all year, and he was just not very good on Sunday night. But I think he is going to look to feast in this game. This matchup showcases 2 of the league's best running backs. On the other side, the Falcons are 2-2. They're coming off a bye week with a chance to get above 500 against one of the best teams in football. The other running back in this matchup, Bijan Robinson, has been monstrous for this offense. He might as well be the whole thing. He has 314 rushing yards and leading the team with 270 receiving yards. Granted, Drake London is only 1 yard behind him with 269, but still, that's huge for a running back. The team is struggling to find the end zone, though, with only 7 total touchdowns. They will need to score to beat this build high-powered offense. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think the Bills are going to win 34-17 with James Cook and Bijan both scoring 2 touchdowns.
That would be amazing for my fantasy football teams. So I appreciate that.
Good to know.
Thank you, Braden. Thank you, Braden. Yep. All right, Braden, if that doesn't happen, you're going to be in trouble. I'm sorry. That's what has to happen. One last game here, Monday Night Football number 2, probably the one of the evening if things go in Atlanta the way that Braden says. I don't mean to make a monumental game out of a Week 6 game, but this feels like one of them in the NFC for a wild card spot, in my opinion. Chicago, obviously Detroit's going to run this division, so somebody needs to step up as well as, I guess the Packers are here too in some sort of way. But back-to-back wins versus Dallas and Vegas is how you do it, but they're not marquee wins yet. Caleb Williams, 927 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks, and a rushing touchdown. He's been exactly what Ben Johnson has wanted him to be. And talk about another sophomore going crazy. Roma Dunze has 5 touchdowns on 20 catches. Fantasy goldmine that kid has been. Commanders, they beat a good Chargers team 27-10 last week in Jaden Daniels' return. He was efficient in the way that they needed him, but you could tell he wasn't quite 100%. Should be with the extra day on Monday night this week. But you cannot talk about the Commanders without talking about the performance last week from Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, or Bill. I'm sorry, Brent. I know you don't like that name. 14 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Really, in any other week, wins the FedEx Ground Player of the Week if Rico Dowdle didn't double that yardage. But I think this is going to be a great matchup. I'm excited to watch it, excited to have the post-game pulse for Monday night for 2 games again. So we'll try to get all that in under 180 seconds for you. But I think the Commanders squeeze this one out. Jaden Daniels has a bit more experience. I have Commanders 27, Bears 21, what I think is going to be a close game.
Joe, if it's anything like last year's matchup between these 2 teams, it's going to be keeping us all awake on Monday night, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, bad taste in the mouth of the Bears in this one. I think they're going to want some revenge, but I don't know if they're going to be.
Oh, sorry.
Just
Sorry,
don't let Tyreek Stevenson on the last play of the game. And you're
yes.
good.
Yeah. You might want to keep him off the field if that scenario presents itself.
If he is on the field, he's not looking at the play anyways, so it doesn't matter, to be fair. But thank you all so much for hanging out here with an extended Sports Outlet show. But it's guaranteed to happen with the 50th episode and all the guest stars we had. Boys, one more round of applause for all 5 of them that joined us tonight. New and returning. Will definitely be back. But thank you, Carson. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, David. And thank you, Ahmad, for joining us on this super special night. And it feels emotional. It feels surreal that we're 50 episodes in here on YouTube. And I love just how much we've grown the platform. Just from the 3 of us doing this every week. Excited. Chris Naylor started this with us as well. So a lot of the grunt work was with him too. He will be back on at some point. Was hoping to have him on tonight, but when work calls, you got to answer. So really appreciate and love him for everything he's done for us. And then just you 2 boys, the 3 of us getting to come up here and chop it up with sports every week. We've been going 4 or 5 weeks every Wednesday. It's been awesome. So it's been a pleasure getting to hang out with you fellas. But 50 episodes, take a moment to celebrate. And thank you to all our fans, all that watch, and everybody that supports us. Shout out to Alex Begun. These graphics week in and week out look fantastic, and just really, really, really appreciate everything that you do. But don't forget about the giveaway, Buffalo Wild Wings gift card, $50 for the 50th episode. Not too late. We're giving it away tomorrow, so Saturday, Sunday, some marquee matchups coming. Might as well go watch them at Buffalo Wild Wings. Not an ad read, but maybe one day, right? Who knows? You never know. But that's all I got here at the Sports Outlet Show. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Brent, Braden, anything to say at number 50?
Yeah, I mean, just want to say that obviously I'm grateful to do this with you boys. It's never been about popularity. It's never been about, trying to get as many subscribers as I mean, obviously that would be awesome, but that we just do this for fun. So that's what this is. We just like having fun. And we like having fun with the listeners as well. Obviously had 5 of them on tonight to chop it up. So always a good time.
Yeah, Brent, you said it perfectly. It's just always to get on, talk sports with my boys now every week, which is awesome. So very privileged to be able to do that with you guys. So, and thank you all to those who do listen and hang out with us. It's awesome. We really appreciate it.
We could have 0 viewers or 1 million, and I'd still love doing this every week. Yep, we'll still be here. So maybe a lot more hockey next week, as well as some MLB playoffs. We're getting closer to that sports equinox date on October 27th. So lots and lots to talk about. And after November 1st, maybe Joe's betting podcast part, Oh, how fun this is going to be. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Shout out to the Sports Outlet Show 50th episode celebration. We'll see you next Wednesday night. But before then, Braden's got a Thursday night football postgame pulse coming. So we'll see you then. Giants, Eagles. Good night, everybody.